Yeah, we have some French learners in the Instagram chat. That's pretty cool. I like that. I like that. Hello, YouTube. Is it live now? Yep, YouTube is live. YouTube, hello, 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 hello. So we're going to do something slightly different today. Now, everyone's live. So YouTube, Instagram, everyone's ready now, which is good. So we can start. As we let the YouTube audience build a little bit, I'm going to tell a funny little story for the first couple of minutes as people come onto the live stream. So, oh, I should type something here in the YouTube chat. Weekly Q&A plus life update. Post your questions in the chat if you have any. I will rant on a few topics and then answer questions. Okay, cool. Wow, audience is building quickly today. Sometimes it takes a little while for it to build, but it's building. It's good. So, funny story. As we wait for a couple more people to join, let's. I didn't plan in advance for the funny story. Let's think of a funny story. Funny story. I have a funny story. This is an embarrassing story. When I was, how old was I? Hang on, Mummy. How old was I when we went to London? And in France, when I was stuck in the washroom. 8. Okay. When I was 8 years old. London, Mato, que Paris? Paris. Okay. When I was 8 years old, I was in Paris, and in Paris they have these public. You have these public washrooms, and you have to pay a little bit to get in, right? So we get into the washroom. I get in, and if I remember correctly, I'm going to get in trouble after this live stream if I tell the story wrong. But hopefully I say it properly. But anyway. There's some sort of issue. I think someone had tried to not sneak in, but go to the washroom without paying. And there's like a guard. There's like a washroom guard. The washroom guard like sounds the alarm. Now I'm in a stall, right? And as an 8-year-old, I think it's a fire alarm. Now the logical thing to do if it's a fire alarm is you need to get out because there's a fire. Now what my 8-year-old brain decided to do was just scream my head off and kick the door and make noise. So I screamed and screamed and screamed and screamed and screamed. Everyone's out of the washroom. My mom is thinking like, oh, who's that kid screaming? It's like, oh my goodness, that's my own son screaming. He doesn't have the sense to actually just get out. So after, I don't know how many minutes, I'm not sure how long, after X amount of minutes of screaming and making noise and everything, finally decided, oh yeah, I guess this is kind of silly. And then I ran out, but felt like a complete idiot. And that was the funny story that people laughed at me for a long time. So that is a funny story. Looks like the audience is kind of where it is at. We have 3 on Instagram, 2 on 2 on YouTube here. So let's get started. Now, so if you have any questions, oh wow, Instagram chat's been going crazy. Let me just read through some of them. Want to learn French? Want to learn? Okay, cool. Instagram. I'm gonna get to your guys' chat here. But first, I will get to your chat in a second. First, I have some different things I want to make sure I cover off. Let's open up my list. Okay. First and foremost, and actually this applies to people in the Instagram chat, some of you. For the French learners here, this applies to you. There's a conference going on from Friday to Sunday this week. So this upcoming week, Friday to Sunday, there's a conference going on in Montreal, Canada. It is called Langfest, L-A-N-G Fest, F-E-S-T, okay, Langfest. Now, the thing is that I actually have and I've ended up with one extra ticket. So hello Amanda, hello. I've ended up with one extra ticket. If anyone wants to come, I would be more than happy to sell you the ticket at a very, very discounted rate because I need to get this ticket off my hands. Because I've ended up with an extra one. So if you want to come, DM me, send me a message, and we can chat about that. But yeah, I'm pretty excited about Langfest. It's gonna be really good. You live in Paris. That's cool, Shamsa. I'm super excited for Langfest. It's gonna be a lot of fun and it's gonna be freaking awesome. So anyway, that's number 1. Number 2 is this is for the YouTube people and a little bit less on Instagram, but Instagram, I know some of you follow me on YouTube. If you don't, there's a link in my profile. You guys should check it out. I do a daily vlog, and it's me essentially documenting learning different languages. Currently I have a goal to learn 8 languages. 8. So, and on YouTube, I've been playing with a weekly show called Hidden Gems. You guys have probably seen that, where I post stuff from the week that I post things that I post unreleased footage. How do I say this? I have a whole week's of vlogs. I don't use all the footage. I post the unreleased footage, and I try and edit it together so it's interesting. So playing with that. I'm not sure if people are interested, but anyone who has seen it, I'd love to hear any quick feedback you have in the chat. That'd be appreciated. So that's number 2. And number 3 is, this is the big one for me. I'm working on my teaching style. So as you guys know, I teach English, French, Spanish, and I recently had someone review my lessons, and she listened to it. One girl listened to one French lesson, gave me some feedback that was really good. So I'm really looking to start upping my game when it comes to teaching. A couple of the takeaways I had: number 1, I need to push some of my students to do more talking. Someone needs to be pushed because they're not doing much talking. I like to talk, and I realize they're nervous, a little bit quiet, so I do more talking, but I need to find ways to push them to talk. One of the ways I want to do that is I want to do it through projects. So to actually have projects you're working on that encourage them to talk in a safe environment. So that's something I think some people have issues or challenges in language that have been persistent for a long time that we haven't fully addressed, and I haven't done anything to help them work through it. So that's something that's on the list. And yeah, those are kind of the main things on my end. So I'm not going to be on quite as long today because I just have a busy schedule, and I have to finish this live stream, eat before another lesson, and then drive to another lesson directly after that. So let's start going through some questions here. It looks like people have already posted some stuff. Let's scroll through the chat here. Okay, Shamza says, I want to learn French in a way where I can understand and communicate with French people. And Shamsa says, it's been 2 years and I still can't speak French, nor can I understand it when people speak French to me. So if I take classes from you speaking to me, how long will it take me to speak and understand French? Ooh, I'm so happy you asked this question. I'm gonna record this for my YouTube vlog too, actually. There we go. Okay, cool, put that down. So to paraphrase the question for the people, to paraphrase the questions for the people who can't see this Instagram chat, basically what she's asking is like, hey, I've been learning French for 2 years. Looks like you're living in France too, if I read that correctly. Yes, you live in Paris. Living in Paris, learning French for 2 years, still struggling to understand, still struggling to speak, and asking if she takes classes with me, how long will it take? Here's a fun fact, and it kind of sucks to say this. Whether you take classes with me, whether you take classes with someone else, like no matter where you take classes from, learning a language just takes time. It just takes a lot of patience. It's not usually the teacher. It's just the fact that learning a language is a skill, and you just have to be patient with it. If you've been learning for 2 years, number 1, I'd want to look at how you've been learning, like how many hours have you been studying, how many a week, what aspects of the language have you been working on. Is it reading, writing, speaking, listening, speaking, like reading, writing, speaking, listening, or speaking, kind of where your focuses are, how you're focusing on those things, what kind of strategies you're following. Those are important things to be looking at to first of all figure out why you've made the progress you've made in 2 years and not more and not less. That's kind of number 1. And then after that, you have to understand that typically it does oftentimes, most of the time, take people years and years and years and years. Like I know Amanda, I think you're still in this, Amanda. It'd be cool if you can just type a couple sentences about like your experience with Mandarin. Like I think it took you, Amanda, if she's still in here, I think it was, if I remember correctly, she lived in China for 8 months, took Mandarin classes for like intensive. I'm pretty sure it was intensive. And then went back to USA, came back for whatever it was, a year or so. And I think throughout that whole time of like pretty intensive study, like when I knew Amanda, we were taking 20 plus hours a week of classes, something like that. And still, she's still, like, she was fine. She could talk, understand some things, but it wasn't like everything was understood immediately. And I don't even know if she's at that level now. Like, I don't know. Maybe she is. I haven't seen her in a while. But so it just takes time and practice. Like the biggest thing is, there's more typing that's happened. The biggest thing is I would, here's a general timeline. I would not worry if you're fluent in a language until you've studied for 7 years. There we go. That's your general timeline. Give it 7 years of doing at least, I would say, 5 to 10 hours a week. And if at that point, and let me rephrase, 7 years of doing 10 hours a week. And probably a majority of your focus on listening and speaking, if that's kind of where you want to improve. If you do 10 hours a week, 7 years, with a majority of your focus on listening and speaking, right? That, and then you're like, man, I don't really understand what people are saying. Then you can start to say, okay, something's going on. But generally, if you put that time in, you'll get there. But the problem is that it's very hard to be patient like that. So pretty ugly answer. So you're asking me like, how long will it take you with me? No idea, but no matter who you go with, myself, like it's not the teacher, it's the fact that languages are hard. So it's a very depressing answer, but it's just true, man. It is true. So yeah, it's true. Like one of my what was I gonna say? Yeah, one of my, I don't know, pet peeves is the right words, but like I just get bothered by, sometimes I feel a little bit bothered when I see things like, oh, learn blah, blah, blah language easily, effortlessly. It's like, what? What are you talking about? It's like, what planet are you from? Seriously. Like, how does, like, honestly, what planet are you from? Learn this easily, learn it effortlessly, learn it simply, learn it fast. What? What's your problem? Like, it's so rare. It's like a little unicorn. Like you're chasing this unicorn. Like, it's not typically how it works. Man, typically it just takes time and effort and practice, like any skill, right? Like normally every single skill, right? You just have to work at it. Like you can't be like, oh, I'm gonna go play piano. I'll learn in a month. What? No. You can learn some stuff, right? And then you got to look at as well, like what aspects, right? Like Shamja said, I want to speak fluent French. Well, do you want to speak and listen, or does reading and writing also matter to you? That's important to look at too. Is it just reading and writing? Is it speaking and listening? Like, because if you want to be reading, writing, speaking, and listening, well, then yeah, it can take a long time. If it just, here's a better answer for you, a more useful answer. If it's literally like, I just want to be able to speak, this is a good answer. If you just want to be able to speak and understand in your regular day-to-day situations, as in order food in a restaurant, understand what the waiter tells you, understand what, if you're taking the train, what the train lady is saying. That stuff is actually pretty easy. You could probably do that pretty quickly. Just make a list of all the things, all the situations you're in, hire a teacher for 5 hours, they'll teach you and you'll be fine. 10 hours, you'll be fine. But if you're really saying I want to be fluent, like that's like saying I want to get like it's a different analogy, but it's like saying you want to get like a bachelor's degree in something, but I want to do it in a year. It's like, what? Doesn't make sense. Like I want to get a master's degree. Like being fluent, it takes a lot of work. So anyway, we've beat this horse for a long time. So let's move on. Let's go through some more stuff here. Oh, so much chat. And okay. It's easy for me to speak French since I know Spanish. Yep, that definitely helps. Wow, more people joined on YouTube. Hello. Shamza, yeah, if you want to talk one-on-one, Shamza, by the way, just send me a direct message. We can chat one-on-one. Yeah, we can chat one-on-one. So anyway, let's keep going here. I tutored Navajo for 3 years and can definitely help you in teaching. Yes, I'm a teacher. Just got basics. Okay, a lot of just chatting. Oh, hello, Amanda. I studied a year in China, a year in university, and now recently finished another 7 months in China. So yeah, okay, here's a good point. So Amanda, I know her, studied a year in China, a year in university, studied an additional 7 months in China, and she's like, it's still hard. It's her second language, and she's in her mid-20s. So she feels like the second language process is slowed down a bit by that. Yeah, man, could be, right? Could be. So, and I know Amanda worked hard at it. Like she didn't slack. I remember, like she worked much harder than me. I can tell you that. Anyway. They need to live the language. The student needs to use the language consistently. Students will not get any worth it if they don't use it in the context of speaking, etc. Yep, agreed. That's what I want. Cool, yeah, send me a direct message, Shamsa, we can chat. Anyway, okay, we have some more questions. Oh, more people joining the live stream. Okay. I suspect we have a bot in the house, everyone. Everybody, let's look at the bot. Look at the bot. Let's look at the bot. Let's have some fun. Here's the bot. Or maybe if they're legitimate questions, and if they're legitimate questions, I apologize, but this has got to be. Have you watched SpongeBob SquarePants? Have you watched any of the SpongeBob SquarePants movies? Is SpongeBob SquarePants the only Nickelodeon show you ever watched? I think we have a robot, guys. I think. Andy, if you're not a robot, you've gotta tell us here. I'm calling it a robot here. Anyway. Cool. No, I don't watch SpongeBob. There we go. Question answered. All right. Looks like questions are dried up, and I need to eat. So yeah, eat, and then I'm teaching in 15 minutes. So see you guys. Peace out. I'm leaving. Same time next week. So whatever time it is for you now, minus about. Well, I usually start 5 minutes early, so minus about 20 minutes from what time it is now. Oh, that's not true. Oh, sorry. Whoa, back up. Not true. I actually might not be live next week because, oh yeah, sorry. Next week I likely will not be live because it is Langfest. It is the language festival, and yeah, I'm trying to sell one ticket, like, and I need to get it off my hands. If you guys want to come, message me. I'll sell it to you for a lot cheaper than it is worth. Anyway, by the way, if you want to speak via Skype, I just saw a chat in there. Send me a DM. Happy to chat. Happy to say hello. Anyway, yeah, next week, not sure if I'll be on. I'll try. I just don't know what the conference schedule is. I'll try and hop on quickly if I can, but no promises. So anyway, guys, I'll chat with you later. Let's close the YouTube first. Hey, where is it? Oh, here it is. I'm really bad at ending these live streams. I just can never find the off button and everything. Okay, there we go.